Hi, I'm back. It's your optimistic, and I am. This is a big what's going on video. I'm pulling in a lot of the new frequencies and energies that are coming to Earth and from Earth. And so, together, right now, we are going to find out what's going on. This is definitely a timeless reading, as many tarot card readers on YouTube describe their videos. And so, let's see, as I begin with the Earth Warriors deck, I'm going to begin shuffling that, and I'm going to get a card for us that is a card that is just the general overall energetic message that starseeds, light workers, way showers, others, the curious, the message that we need at this moment. But what I wanted to say is that personal ascension is not a new thing, and that the yogis and the monks and the sadhus and the sages have been doing this ascension thing and this frequency and vibrational shift within themselves for a long time. And they have been experiencing through perceptual awareness and via the means of many practices, such as fasting, even for as short of a period as 12 hours, as well as other practices that you may or may not be aware of that detoxify the physical body, and then practices that, let's say, detoxify the mind, that help you to clear your thoughts and clear your mind and allow yourself to access all the myriad of dimensions and other things that there are to access and experience here now. All right, now the thing that is going on, though, that might be different about what is happening, besides the ongoing ascension and evolution, because they're kind of the same thing, of course, is that we have to remember that our Earth Mother has past lives and she has an ascension process herself. And that each and every planet that you look at that looks desolate is a planet that has evolved. It has ascended. And now there's a lot of stuff going on that planet, but you can't see it until you, along with Earth, ascend. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I cut the deck is I'm going to, well, first of all, I'm going to shuffle it a couple more times, and I'm just going to ring my bell, which you may have seen me do, and get myself into the zone, and just ask, but I don't think I'm going to ask because I have nothing specific to ask for. This is just what's going on for everyone who watches this. And our card is the Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon. Second chances bring success. Now, the message that is coming with this card is the message of new beginnings, and it is a message of encouragement that there are certain things that you have tried over and over in your life to achieve, and you have not achieved them. And you have, let's just say, for example, you've tried to get a website to work, or you've tried to get something to work in your life that is really more authentic for you, more in alignment with who you really are, and it hasn't worked. This card is telling us to try one more time. Okay? And yeah, that is the overall message for us, okay, is that you don't, there's no giving up and there's no turning back. And so it could be 2012 or it could be now, where all the planets are piled up in Capricorn, which is Vishnu's sign. And we could look at this as the bigger picture of it. But we also want to look at our own lives and know that we were given this life and that we need to make a grounded personal human life, as well as the awareness of the bigger picture. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw down some numbers with my dice. And I have 12 dice, and they're just like normal six-sided dice, as you can see, and they are in 3 colors. All right. So what I want you to do is I actually want you to use your intuition. This is a message for you. Okay, it's not me interpreting or anything like that. So I want you to assign green and assign red and assign white aspects, whatever you wish. I'm not going to give you examples because that will just kind of trigger your mind in a certain way, and I don't want to do that. And then I want you to think, while I'm shaking these down, of the numbers from 1 to 6 and what they represent to you, not what you read, not what they're supposed to mean. 1 to 6. What does 1 mean? What does 2 mean? What does 3 mean? What does 4 mean? What does 5 mean? What does 6 mean? And you might already have meanings attached to this because you have looked into numerology, or you etc. So I'm going to throw the numbers and I'm going to tell you what they are. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. What's going on is we have no ones, which I'm not going to interpret, but I almost did. We have no 2s. We have 1 3 and it's green. No, excuse me. 1 green 3, 1 red 3, 2 3s. We have quite the lineup of 4s. We happen to have 2 4s in each color, so that's a total of 6 4s, okay? 6 4s came up. And then we have 2 5s and a 6, and 1 just magically appeared. Yeah, okay. I mean, I didn't see it the first time. There's the 1. And there's the couple of 3s that showed up. This is rather impressive. So here's the 4s. Where's that other 4? All right, I'm not holding them up because they're all moving around. That might have even been how we got that 1. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a traditional Celtic cross-spread for what's going on. And back to that conversation. So there's a lot of people who are distressed about what's going on the planet or with the planet, with burning trees or with some of the semi-cataclysmic events that seem to be going on or even have been going on a little bit more intensely. Things like the Schumann resonance spiking, things like earthquakes, things like volcanoes going off that haven't in a long time, etc., etc., etc. And it's really difficult for us not to go into some kind of panic mode or to think that there must be something terribly wrong with all of this. And what we have to really do is something that I do often and that people like me do often. We check in, all right? We clear our mind. We go into nature. We look at the tree. Or no, I shouldn't say we. This is what I do. I look at the tree. I clear my mind. I take it in lovingly, like a loving friend. And then I ask in my mind whatever I wish. And then I wait for the answer. So several years ago, I did that, and the tree said to me, "Don't be sad. It's time for us to go. Don't be sad. Everything's changing. Don't be sad. There will be new plants and new animals and even a new you." So that is the context of your life. There are changes happening on many, many, many levels. okay? And at many different levels. So I'm going to cut the card that is going to be the signifier for you. I'm not going to say for me, because I'm going to clear my mind and leave myself out of it. So here we go. So what is the aspect of you? Oh, nice. Okay, so right now we are the 9 of Wands as light workers and starseeds. So what you see is you see an embattled spiritual warrior who might be a little bit worn. Maybe he or she is a little worse for wear, but let's face it, you've got 9 wands. Maybe you didn't even have any when you started out. And in the tarot, all of the 4 suits represent different aspects of us, like physical or emotional. And the wands represent the spiritual aspect of ourselves. So I will say that the message in this card that signifies us right now is that we've actually won a lot of spiritual battles. We might not feel that way. We might feel a bit worn out, and that's because we have won a lot of spiritual battles right now, right here. That's what's happening for you. So the next, I'm going to shuffle a bit. Okay, and this is how I do it. I shuffle until it feels right. I lay all the cards down besides this one, face down, and I don't really know what the reading is going to be until you do. So we're just going to give me a second here, okay? Okay, so this is the situation at hand. Okay, this is what is crossing the situation, or is an aspect that we need to look at that might not be in alignment with the situation. And this is the recent past in this situation. This is the future. At the top, we have, as I say, the outcome. It's kind of your hopes and fears, and sometimes I find that this card is an outcome. It's an outcome, all right? Because of course, I'm going to say it, you always get what you want. You just didn't know you wanted that. Now, this card is the underneath the situation, and it might be a foundational factor of this situation that you haven't yet considered, or one that you're very well aware of. This speaks to, again, the foundational aspects of your personal situation and this situation combined. This is your environment at this time. This is your, again, it's like a hopes and fears aspect, and this is another outcome. And I'm going to possibly, as needed, bring in the pendulum, okay, to clarify yes or no, or everything's on fire. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this reading. I hope it's super apparent to you that my hand is perfectly still, and the pendulum is just very active, okay? So let's see what's going on here. What is happening is that, wow, this is happening. So the tower has fallen, all right? And this is what this means right now. This is the message for you right now. There is a huge destruction and reconstruction going on all around us. And I'll tell you what happens, because everybody gets stuck that the tower's blowing up or that it's falling. And nobody considers what happens after. I'll tell you what happens after, because it's a good thing. After what needs to be destroyed has been destroyed, you look around and you have all of these stones, because that's what the tower is made of. And you have all of the same aspects of yourself, the wisdom you always had, the strengths. But did you strategically apply them? Did you put it together properly? No. Did you put it together weakly? Yes. Did you put it together without a lot of forethought? Yes. Can you take that tower now and make new decisions and build that tower up again and in a whole new way? Yes, you can. And that's what you need to know. And you can either need to know that on the level that your life is actually crap right now and it's falling apart, or you can take that on the level that any time that you want to blow up your life and reconstruct it, you may. Now, this is what is in conflict with that. What is in conflict, or what is covering this particular situation, which is the tower situation. And I'm not going to clarify it so that I can pull cards and come up with some positive cards that will balance that out, okay? Dealing with issues is something that we have to do. Okay, so here we have the Five of Swords, which is covering the situation. And what that tells me is that the tower is falling because you are in battle. You got your sword. You have already taken a few people and you've said, hey, that's not the way it works in my world. Actually, no. And you're ready for more. So the way I'm reading this, what I'm sensing from whoever's watching this is you're happy the tower fell. You didn't really want to live in that tower anyways. I would say the tower is behind this light worker. And now the light worker is like, you know what? Actually, all I need is my sword of truth. That's right. I don't need all that stuff. I can just stand here and speak my truth, and it's powerful as fill in the blanks. And yeah, and people just scatter in my presence. And so why this is over it is because I need to tell you not to fear your own power. I need to tell you not to be afraid of the fallen tower and what you have to do to rebuild it from zero. All right, and here's the recent past which contributed to this tower moment. And that is too much emphasis on the material. So we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is leading to the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is going to be the absolute completion and then the movement into a cycle which more represents who you are now, which is a spiritual warrior, okay? So let's say that in your recent past, you have taken a look at your tower and you've taken a look at all the stuff that you have gained in the material world, and you've been assessing it and you put it somewhere behind you so that you could focus on this spiritual war that's happening right now and has been happening, and who knows, maybe there's always a spiritual war going on for the benefit of our development and our evolution. And in the near future, okay, so this is what I just said. So here's the Ten of Cups, because the Nine of Cups leads to the Ten of Cups. Now, we have 1,000 ways to interpret the Ten of Cups, don't we? But we're in this reading. This Ten of Cups is asking you to have faith in the pie in the sky, in all the cups of your wildest dreams. And your wildest dreams is not what that tower was made of. All right, now what is underneath this tower, yet extremely bright future, should you choose to take it? What's underneath this that we're not seeing? Oh, isn't that interesting? It is the Four of Pentacles reminding us to stay in balance, that you should have some savings, that you're not going to build your dreams by not paying attention to the rebuilding of your foundations and your tower. And so underneath the spiritual transformations on that level, it is your own real life where you before you do this, you're going to want to have a little bit of material resources under your feet and in your hands and on your head, but not like that's all I have and so I must be happy. No, actually you look like you know, you need to detoxify a little bit. So balance, okay? It's the 4. It's saying, you know, balance between the spiritual war and your own physical grounding. And the outcome, it's your hope, it's your fear, it's that kind of thing where, like I said, you always get what you want, but did you know you wanted it? Well, and somewhere inside there you did, because that's the miracle of life. Woohoo! So anyways, ultimately, as the Emperor, so let's talk about this for a minute. This is like representing Aries, representing the beginning of the astrological zodiac. This is both your hope and your fear. Remember, I talked about fearing your own power. This is it. It doesn't get any better than this. Look, there's the king, queen, and that's it. So, your hope is to be powerful and to be akin to the aspects here of the emperor or the empress. And yet, your fear is to have the responsibility of the emperor or the empress. It is a matter of possible self-sabotage while at the same time knowing this is you. And the foundation of, okay, so yeah. So in terms of the tower, you know, you get it. The small you fell. The big, shiny, authentic you, we're going to roll on that. So what we have as the foundation for this particular situation is the 7 of Swords. Now, 7 to me is a sort of a number related to enlightenment and related to miracles and related to 13. So in this, with the swords representing the mind, I would say that there are certain thoughts, and not that many, that you need to put down. Okay? And other very super smart things that you're not going to put down. Because even though the tower just fell and there are certain belief systems or ways of doing things that you have to leave behind, you are merely going to go on your way and you're going to replan, rethink. You know, all these swords here represent the rebuilding of that tower. Thought power. It's actually the name of my new website I'm working on. And the tagline is all is possible. You know, everything begins with a thought. Now your surroundings in your home is the Knight of Cups. So please watch out for that offering. Watch out for a good friend or a kind soul, a pure-hearted soul who has a little something to offer you that is going to be, it's going to come from their heart and it's going to go to your heart. And as I've said in my other videos, you know, if you want to decide that this is your Prince Charming and he's going to, you know, offer you some kind of thingy, like, go ahead. But this could be anything, and please watch out for it, because I'll tell you what, love is a mostly squandered thing. So watch out for it, because this could be coming in any form. And we've got another sort of hopes and fears, kind of what you want and what you don't want and stuff. And here it is, of course. What you want is a soulmate. What you want is an equal relationship. What you want is, as I've described this card before, you want to be with someone who's connected to a similar higher power, or simply connected to their higher selves. You just don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who still thinks that if they just get all the right stuff and do this and do A, B, and C and D, that it leads to happiness. You are looking to not do this ascension journey solo. You either have been doing it solo, or you have reasons to want to come together with someone, romantically or not. Okay, this is the Two of Cups, and again, this is an exchange of love, and perhaps, and this love is coming in any form. So maybe what happens here is that you get this offer, and maybe you would normally say no to it, or maybe you'd say yes to it, doesn't matter, and then it will lead to you offering it, and it will lead to a healthy exchange. So if that's what you're wishing for, then I guess that is possible. But the actual outcome is the last card of this reading. And the actual outcome is plant it and it will grow, whatever it is. Whatever your hopes and dreams are, don't expect them to happen overnight, although miracles do happen, but they're still built up energy, things that you didn't know you were doing, okay, that precipitated it. What you want to do is you want to plant seeds, all right? You want to plant seeds because the outcome is this guy who has leisure time. He's able to rest when he wishes to rest. The outcome is take the seeds of your dreams now that the tower's fallen. Plant them because the outcome will be this. Okay? They will bear fruit and you will have a far easier time of it. Okay? That is my reading, and I'll probably be back soon because of all the new energies, and I have 1,000 things that I want to say that I'm not going to say right now. Namaste. MamaGong.